What's up? It's Ben from WOD Prep, and I have a really special video for you today about butterfly pull-ups. So in this video, I'm going to do a slow motion, step-by-step breakdown using the latest and greatest cameras that we have here at WOD Prep Studios to give you a slow motion analysis of the butterfly pull-up versus the butterfly chest-to-bar pull-up. So if you're someone who's a visual learner, like I am, then this should be a great way to help you develop both the butterfly and or the butterfly chest-to-bar pull-up. Let's remember that before we ever mess around with butterfly pull-ups, let's remember why we do them. These are only for competition. These are just to try to get as much reps done in a short amount of time. I would not suggest butterfly pull-ups for anyone who's just trying to look stronger or anyone who's afraid that they're going to mess up and hit their face in the bar, because the reality of butterfly pull-ups is they are a little technical, and they're definitely for the sport more so than just someone who's trying to get better at strict normal pull-ups. So for all the trolls out there that are ready to give me a no rep in every single butterfly pull-up, I'm already no repping myself, so haha, gotcha. If you are ready to see the step-by-step, side-by-side, then stay tuned. I will be sharing a free butterfly pull-up resource guide at the end of this video. So if you want details about that, stick around to the end. In the meantime, see if you can notice the small, tiny details that separate the butterfly pull-up from the chest-to-bar butterfly pull-up. There are just some slight modifications and nuances that if you apply to your training, you will see tremendous success. So let's get started, and we're going to start with the very beginning of the butterfly pull-up, and that is, where do we put our grip? So when we jump up to the bar, the first thing that I like to do is jump into a hollow body position and then grab the bar. So when I grab the bar, for a butterfly pull-up specifically, I like to bump my hands out a little bit wider. So let's say kipping pull-up just outside the shoulders. Butterfly pull-up, I will bump it out an extra inch or two on each side. And then for a chest-to-bar butterfly pull-up, I often find myself a little bit comfortable, even wider. What that does is it decreases the range of motion for my arms, and it just gives me more space to get my chest to the bar. The narrower my hands, the harder it is to actually pull that bar all the way to my chest. But if my hands are wider, it's easier for me to make contact with the bar. So that's just a little slight modification. You need to play around with it for yourself. Another thing, when it comes to grip, make sure you go watch our hand care videos. I have two videos that are really popular. One of them is a new and improved hand care for CrossFit video, and then I have an old school one. Both of them are phenomenal to help you prevent ripping your hands. Because as you practice butterfly pull-ups, or any pull-up for that matter, you might rip your hands. And my two videos will help you not. You can actually see in the demonstration videos, I'm probably wearing grips. I found a couple grips that I really like recently that have prevented me from ripping my hands, especially when I'm doing hundreds of demo reps for you in super slow motion. If you want the resource guide on the specific gear that I use in the gym, then you can check the link in the top comments below or in the description. I have a full Ben's gear guide, and it's actually the stuff that I use. So if you're interested in checking that out, you can find out what grips that I'm using in this video. So after we jump into that hollow body position and we grip the bar properly, you will notice that my thumbs are wrapped around the bar. I'm pretty passionate about that. I've seen so many people fly off of the pull-up bar using the suicide grip, which is thumbs over top of the bar. Yes, I know lots of CrossFit Games athletes do the thumb over the bar, but I can tell you right now, lots of gymnasts and myself, and a lot of the top coaches in the world, really suggest wrapping your thumb around the bar. So take that as you will. Once we've established that hollow body position, now it's time to get into our first arch. So in order to get into that very first rep, we do have to pass through that arch position. That's how I found the best way to develop tension that sets us up for the actual butterfly pull-up. So the arch position is simply, I'm keeping my feet together, I'm extending them behind my body as I'm driving my head and shoulders through the bar and underneath the bar. So head and shoulders in front of the bar, I'd say hips and feet behind the bar. That creates a lot of tension, and then from that place of tension, we can actually snap into the butterfly pull-up. So when we snap back, what I like to call it is the scoop to hollow. So what I'm doing is I'm imagining my feet are big ice cream scoopers, and I'm reaching them down below, scooping for a big dip of ice cream. As those feet come underneath of me with my legs extended, I start to lever my shoulders back. So I'm actually taking myself and I'm levering my shoulders back into that hollow body position. So my feet are going from behind my body, passing below me, and then into a hollow body position. As I go through the hollow body position, I then start to lever and lift. So all that is as my feet are scooping and lifting up, I'm then levering myself back. So if this is fully open, I'm starting to close this angle of my shoulders right here. what I'm thinking about is getting my head and shoulders up and away from where I started. I'm not trying to pull directly up into the bar. I'm actually trying to get a little bit of space away from the bar to make room for the actual butterfly version of the pull-up. Whether you're doing just a standard butterfly pull-up or a chest-to-bar, we need to make sure that we get our head and shoulders up and away from the starting position. That is going to give us that room to actually fall back through into the butterfly kip. So I allow my feet to pull me up. I'm lifting my body up with the momentum, with the kick of my feet. You'll notice that my feet keep going up, 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 up. I stay in a hollow body position as I'm closing this angle. That naturally kind of gives me a little bit of a hip pop. So as those feet stay extended and I scoop through, there's a little bit of a hip pop that starts to accelerate me up. And I'm trying to get my chin, because that's the measurement for the normal butterfly pull-up, or my chest, up and away from the bar. Then right at the apex, I should be away from the bar, and I should either be doing one of two things. I'll either, one, be passing my chin above the bar, or two, letting my chest barely skim the bar. And the way that I like to do this in both instances, both the normal butterfly and the chest-to-bar, is I have a proud chest, and I'm keeping my head up. A common problem I see is when people tuck their chin when they're doing this movement, it's very easy to smack your teeth against the bar. It's easy to feel very awkward because you think you're going to run into the bar. But if I just simply look up and have a proud chest, what it does is it makes space for that bar to pass around my head, and it makes space for my chest to touch the bar without my face also consequently touching the bar. So you'll see here, as we go through this super slow motion demo, you'll notice how far away my chin is from the bar when it reaches the apex, when it actually crosses that horizontal plane to call it a good rep. I'm not above the bar, I'm quite a bit away from it. Same thing with the chest-to-bar. My chin is away from the bar as my chest is just barely skimming that bar as I start to work my way back down. Notice, at this point in the movement, my legs are still fully extended and up. They're up and in front of me because the legs, the momentum of that scoop of the legs helps lift my body through this actual butterfly pull-up. Once we've achieved the rep, so as soon as our chest touches the bar or as soon as our chin reaches that apex, then and only then do we start to pull ourselves back under and through the bar while pulling our feet behind our body. So a common mistake that I see people make is they try to tuck their feet back too early before finishing the rep. We got to make sure we stay long, we finish that scoop, we lift and lever ourselves up to the apex of the movement, and then once we hit that rep, chin above the bar or chest touches the bar, then we allow ourselves to pull through as the feet come back and we reinitiate that arch position. So I know there's a lot going on here, but it's really important that you notice the timing. That scoop of the legs helps lift me all the way up to finish the rep, and then as soon as that rep is finished, that's when I actually think about pulling myself back under the bar. That's why we've created space. My head and shoulders are away from that bar so that I'm not smashing into it as I pull myself back under. What happens is I let myself start to come down. As I'm coming down, I'm pulling myself under, and the bar avoids my head completely. Again, this is another reason why I like to teach proud chest, head back. So I'm like chin up, head back, proud chest, and that just puts me in a much more optimal position where I'm less likely to smash my moneymaker into the bar. We don't want that. So obviously, as we start to pull our legs back and pull ourselves back through, you'll notice it looks identical to that initial arch position that we started in way back in the beginning of this video. The butterfly pull-up is just a big oval. It's a loop. If we watch it in one loop, if we just loop it back and forth, it's the same movement over and over and over again in an oval. So we're scooping, we're levering, we're coming up, we're getting to the apex of our rep, and then we're pulling ourselves back under. Rather than thinking of it as one rep at a time, it's like a continuous infinite circle of reps. So I hope that this slow motion analysis helps you realize the very, very slight intricacies and the very slight differences that separate the butterfly pull-up from the butterfly chest-to-bar. A couple other quick notes, other than the hand placement where I go a little bit wider. So with the butterfly chest-to-bar pull-up, I'm letting that legs scoop a little bit longer, and I'm pulling a little bit higher. I'm levering my body a little bit higher because in order for my chest to touch the bar, I do need to get a few more inches of lift compared to the traditional butterfly pull-up. That's the main difference here, is that the butterfly chest-to-bar is a little bit more patient and a little bit more pulling to make sure that I get my body a little bit higher than the standard butterfly pull-up. It does make things a little bit awkward, but if you follow my tips to keep that nice proud chest, keep your head up and away, and just think about the lever and lift. Think about that scoop. That scoop is what drives your momentum and helps lift your entire body up. You're holding on to that just a little bit longer for the chest to bar pull-up. If you're someone who's working on it, you're just now starting to learn the butterfly chest to bar, I would suggest starting with singles. Before you try to string together a bunch of big unbroken sets, just start with a couple singles to see if you can get the consistent touching of the chest to the bar, and then and only then, if you want, you can start to pepper in those unbroken sets. So slowly but surely, we can work from that standard butterfly pull-up all the way through the actual chest to bar. But if you keep all these things in mind, you keep your chest out of the way, you focus on all of these intricacies that I've demonstrated here in the slow motion video, I hope that this video will be helpful for you. So if you are someone who's looking for a step-by-step solution, I have a couple different options for you. Number one, I do have some free butterfly pull-up training I would love to send you. Just go to wadprep.com/pullups and then click the butterfly pull-up option, and I can send free training directly to your email inbox. If you're someone who really wants to take it seriously, I do have a butterfly pull-up development course called Butterfly Pull-Up Breakthrough, and it does teach you in 8 weeks. It teaches you how to do a proper butterfly pull-up with specific drills and programming that you can add to your normal training. And then we have an additional 4 weeks of bonus chest to bar butterfly pull-up programming. So that is the ultimate. And then, of course, if you want all of my pull-up training and all of the courses that we have, then the best option is WOD Prep Academy, where you can get all 30+ WOD Prep courses for one low annual fee. Obviously, I'm going to link all of those in the top comment and in the description below. I hope that this video was helpful for you. Do me a favor. Let me know 2 things in the comments below. Number one, what is one thing that you noticed in the super slow-mo videos that we shot here? What's one thing you noticed that I do that you need to apply to your butterfly pull-ups or your butterfly chest to bar? What's one thing you're gonna apply from this video? And then number 2, what is another slow motion analysis video that you'd like for me to do? So answer those 2 questions in the top comments below, and I'll make sure to read them and then apply them to future videos so I can keep bringing you great content. And of course, I'll see you next week, but be sure to hit that subscribe button and a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't. And now, I'll see you next week. I swear it looks like you're trying to migrate from the Pacific Ocean to like a stream that's like way up north because you're just flopping. You're a fish. Are you a marine mammal? Is that what you are? Now that he's gone, I might as well, you know, see what it's like.